In this video, we'll discuss what a saturated niche is, what it takes to break into a saturated niche, how you can find a new approach to step into an existing market, and whether it's even worth it. Welcome to my channel. My name is Caroline, and I appreciate you so much joining me here today. If you're new to publishing books on Amazon KDP, you might be overwhelmed at the sheer amount of books out there and the amount of different niches that you can make books in. I mean, you don't even have to be new to publishing to be overwhelmed by it. There is a lot of money to be made selling books on Amazon, and some publishers are doing extremely well in some very popular niches. So you might be wondering whether it's even worth getting into such a competitive market. You might feel that the niche that you want to make books in is already saturated, but really you just need to find the right approach to get customers' attention. So what is a saturated niche? This is a niche or a specific type of book on Amazon that has an incredibly large amount of competition, all vying for one audience or one set of customers. Now, some will argue with me about this, but I personally don't believe that a niche can be truly oversaturated. Some disagree, but I really do believe that no matter how much competition there is always an opportunity to break into that niche. And I don't think that a saturated niche is necessarily a bad thing. I know that people spend so much time trying to find that elusive niche where it has a lot of customer demand but hardly any competition. And honestly, that just doesn't exist these days. And having a niche with so much competition just proves that there is demand for that product and you have a larger customer base to work with. So there's more people to potentially get your book in front of. And I'm not saying that there aren't any negatives to a highly competitive niche. Of course there are. The massive amount of competition is one. This is both a positive and a negative. With so much competition, it's harder to get your book to stand out. You really do have to find a way to get your book to stand out somehow. But it's a fun challenge. Ideally, you want to develop a way for your books to stand out as well as providing lots of value for your customers. And there are some things that you can do to help your chances and increase the odds of having success breaking into a saturated niche. Let's go over them now. Number one, getting super specific with your topic and your audience. If you choose a niche and you think it seems oversaturated, then you're going to have to look at your book differently, think differently, and take a more unique approach. Instead of making books in a broad niche, find a particular sub-niche and go deep with it. For example, instead of publishing just generic coloring books, drill down even further and find a smaller niche within coloring books. So an age group, for example. So you might decide to make coloring books just for toddlers, or you might decide to only make coloring books for seniors. Obviously, a coloring book for toddlers is going to be very different than a coloring book for an adult or for a senior. Alternatively, you might decide to publish coloring books with a specific style, like these kawaii style of coloring books. So you're targeting a specific audience, not so much an age group, but a specific audience who really loves that kawaii style of products and who, of course, would enjoy kawaii style coloring books. Another example is puzzle books. You could create a series of puzzle books aimed at only kids aged 8 to 10, and all your books that you create would specifically target that age group. Then you could create all different types of puzzle books with different puzzles in them just for that particular age. Or you could pick one type of puzzle that you want to focus on, let's say word search puzzles, and then you could create a word search puzzle book for every different age or every different age group. That's just a couple of really quick examples, but if you spend some time researching a particular niche, and I mean a really good amount of time, you can come up with lots of smaller target audiences within that big, broad, competitive niche. Once you have decided on your target sub-niche, then you know who your specific audience is, who you need to market to. Number two, find a problem and solve it. Every niche has its top-selling books, and every single one of them is not perfect. One of the best things about Amazon is its review system, and Amazon's customers love to share their thoughts on products, whether they're good or bad. It's how Amazon has built such a loyal customer base, an Amazon Prime membership group, and its customers just have a massive amount of trust because of that sheer volume and quality of reviews that get left by its customers. I like to use the reviews to figure out if there's a way that I can make my book better than others, or if I can find a way to make my book that little bit different, or to solve a problem that customers have with the other books currently available. Use these reviews to your advantage. Go to all the best-selling books in your niche and read the reviews. Read both good reviews and the bad reviews, because this way you'll find out what customers really love about the book and obviously what they didn't like. You want to know what customers love because you don't want to leave out some really important feature out of your book that customers really do want. And obviously you want to know what they don't like so you can leave those things out of your book or improve on those things that they don't like about the other books. Let's take a look at this daily food and exercise journal. I have featured this book in one or two of my previous videos, so you may have seen this before. It's a great little book that consistently sells, and as you can see, it has thousands of reviews, and they are mostly good reviews. So you might think, well, customers love this book, thousands of people have given it reviews, so you might not think twice about looking at this book and whether it's actually good or bad. The thing is, right, just because a book is selling and it has mostly good reviews doesn't mean customers aren't looking for something better or would choose something better or different if it was available to them. So what we'll do now is we go down to the review section firstly, and I just work my way from the bottom to the top. So I start with reading the 1-star reviews, then I go to 2-star, 3-star, 4-star, 5-star, and so on. And I'm looking for things that we can control. So you might see bad reviews about a book in terms of the printing quality. So for example, this one says it was printed wrong. We cannot do anything about that. That is on Amazon. So we're just looking for things specific to the interior of the book. Let's do a very quick example. For example, this one says they were expecting a wider variety of printed encouraging creativity. So I think they're talking about the inspirational quotes that were supposedly meant to be in this book. So they expected a bit more variety, but all pages were exactly the same. This person says it might be good for weight loss, but they were probably more interested in something to do with an elimination diet to try to identify some food sensitivities and allergies. This one said there are no daily inspirational quotes. This person also said it's the same page over and over. If we go up to the 2-star reviews and see what people in the 2-star reviews are saying, this person is saying that they would have liked some weight and measurement updates and that they would like to be able to track progress for more than 90 days. And there is not enough room to thoroughly record things such as food intake. And so you can see, basically sit and read the reviews, take notes of what it is people don't like or what they wish this book included, and are these things that you can include in your book. So for example, would it be easy enough to add in some places in the book to be able to record weight and measurements? Is there the opportunity to be able to track more than 90 days? Could you possibly create a book more specific to people who want to track their food in terms of an elimination diet to find if they are intolerant to something? So that could even give you an idea for another sub niche where you could do a food journal more specific to people wanting to find out their intolerances or how food is affecting their body. So that's kind of the idea of going through these reviews. Also go through the good ones and find out what is it that is so important that it needs to stay in this kind of book, what features need to stay in this book because customers love it and customers want it, and what things are they not liking and what things do they wish were added in, and see if we can incorporate these into one of our own books and make it more unique, make it better than this one possibly, or just make it more targeted to a specific sub audience within this particular niche. Are the problems that customers are having in those bad reviews ones that you can solve in your own book? Now, the problem that customers have could have nothing to do with a book, and it could be a problem that a set of customers are having personally. Is there a book available to them to specifically address these problems in the exact way that they want them to be solved? If not, can you create this kind of book? You may come up with a problem or a set of related problems similar to the example of the food elimination diet tracking book that could possibly be an idea. Is that something that you could solve through a series of books? Number 3, provide massive value. Look, there are lots of low quality, badly designed, and badly thought out books on Amazon. We all know this. Sadly, it has become full of books that people just threw up with no thought whatsoever to the quality of the book, just in the hopes of making a quick buck. So one way to stand out from all the books that a customer has to search through on Amazon is to simply provide that value. as much value as you possibly can. Offering solutions to customers' problems is one that we just talked about. That's one way to provide value to customers, solving their problems. But you also need to make sure that the content you actually provide within your book is worthwhile. Like we saw in the example of the food journal, they provided a solution to customers, which was a way to track daily food habits. But for some people, they haven't provided enough quality and value within the book to make it useful for a lot of people with that problem. Find ways to improve on the books that are already selling, be more thorough, include additional elements to the book that others don't have, provide up-to-date content if the other books that are available are a little old, or improve the design or the look so that your book is visually more appealing. When you create a book that provides better solutions or better content than your competitors, then you will just naturally attract a larger amount of customers. And just to clarify, I'm not saying that all you need to do is create a better book and it will just automatically become a bestseller without you needing to do anything. There is more to it than that, but the book and the quality of the book and the value that you provide within that book is the foundation on which you can build your marketing efforts on, because if the foundation isn't there, then it doesn't matter how much marketing you do, that book won't sell. Number 4, hone your listing to be more competitive. Amazon provides lots of different ways that you can set up your sales listing to help it stand out, to make it more appealing to customers, and to basically help you sell your book. Because if you're making money, they're making money. I am still amazed at the amount of listings I see that do not use A+ content. So just simply setting up some really stunning, eye-catching A+ content that showcases your book to your customers to show them exactly what kind of value they will get from your book will easily make you stand out from most of the others. Don't skimp on your description. I see so many listings that have just 1 or 2 sentences in the description section of their sales listing page. Use this section to your advantage. You get a lot of space here to sell your book to your customers. And it's just another place that you can provide value to the customer. And the description and the A+ content are especially important because books only get 2 photos to display on the sales page, and we don't even get to decide what those photos are. It's just automatically the front cover and the back cover of the book. Aside from that, we cannot add any photos at the top of that sales listing page. So you need to be able to find other ways to show customers why your book is the best one for them. And you can do that with the description and A+ content. And although you can't see it on the sales page, make use of the 7 keyword slots, which you can use to help Amazon understand what your book is about and what kind of customers are most suited to your book. Setting your listing up and the keywords that you choose to use is all about building trust with both Amazon and Amazon's customers that you are targeting the right customers for your book. Using these tactics will help set you up for success when trying to break into a saturated niche. These are things that you should be doing for every book that you publish anyway, and putting in that extra time and effort to create something really high quality and value for the customer will only result in happy customers, great reviews, and more sales for you. I hope you have found value in this video and the content that I've shared with you today. My hope is that you all see some level of success with the books that you publish. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video.